What if life on Earth was never born here? What if it was sent? Not by spacecraft, not by signals, but through the hidden architecture of reality itself. And what if humanity is now approaching the moment when it will do the same? For billions of years, life has existed on Earth, and for decades, scientists have asked one question: how did it begin? The silent-seeding hypothesis suggested something radical, that life on Earth may not have begun here, that it may have been delivered. But that hypothesis left one question unanswered. How? How does an advanced civilization send life across billions of light years to a specific planet at the exact right moment without a trace? Today, we explore a possibility that takes the silent-seeding hypothesis and extends it into territory that mainstream physics has already opened, but never connected to the origin of life. Until now. We live in 3 dimensions of space: length, width, height, and 1 dimension of time. 4 dimensions total. This is the world we experience. But mainstream physics, peer-reviewed and widely studied, suggests something extraordinary. There may be 10 or 11 dimensions. Many versions of string theory, one of the most studied frameworks in modern physics, suggest that extra dimensions may exist. Not metaphorically, not philosophically, mathematically. The equations that describe the universe in many of these models only balance if reality has more layers than we can see. So where are these extra dimensions? Scientists believe they may be extremely small, folded into the fabric of space itself, invisible at our scale, but real. Now, hold that thought. DNA, the molecule that carries the instructions for all life, is one of the most information-dense storage systems known. 1 single gram of DNA can store information comparable to the scale of the global internet. Scientists have already begun storing digital data inside synthetic DNA. Not in hard drives, not in servers, in biology. Now, here is where these 2 ideas meet. What if an advanced civilization, one that had mastered not just 3 dimensions, but all 10 or 11, understood something we are only beginning to grasp: that information, not matter, is the most fundamental thing in the universe. That DNA is not just biology, it is a storage format, a code, waiting to be executed. And that higher dimensions are not empty, they are a transmission medium. What if they never physically traveled here? No spacecraft, no physical journey, no radio waves. Instead, they encoded the blueprint of life itself into the fabric of higher dimensions and aimed it at every young planet with the right conditions. Like a compressed file sent through a dimensional network, waiting to be automatically extracted on any planet capable of running it. And on Earth, 4 billion years ago, the file opened, and evolution began. But here is what makes this even stranger. Every living organism on Earth, bacteria, plants, animals, humans, shares a common ancestor. Scientists call this organism the last universal common ancestor, or simply, Luca. Luca lived roughly 4 billion years ago. But when scientists reconstructed the biology of this ancient organism, they discovered something surprising. Luca was not simple. It already possessed complex cellular machinery, genetic translation systems, energy metabolism, sophisticated molecular processes. Which raises a difficult question. If Luca was already complex, what came before it? And how did such complexity appear so early in Earth's history? If life began through a process of dimensional seeding, Luca may not have been the beginning of life. It may have been the beginning of life on Earth. But perhaps it did not happen all at once. Around 541 million years ago, something extraordinary happened. In a relatively short geological period, complex life suddenly appeared in the fossil record. Creatures with eyes, nervous systems, complex body plans. Complex body plans, this event is known as the Cambrian explosion. Before this moment, life was simple. After it, the blueprint of modern animal life existed. Even today, scientists debate what triggered this sudden burst of complexity. What if the trigger was not only environmental? What if it was informational? A new layer of biological information entering the system, activating genetic possibilities that had been dormant. Not new life appearing, but new instructions being unlocked. What if evolution is not only random mutation? What if sometimes the next chapter is simply uploaded? We call this the dimensional seeding hypothesis, an extension of the silent seeding hypothesis, not a replacement, a deeper layer. Because if silent seeding asks, did it happen? Dimensional seeding asks, how? And here is where it gets truly extraordinary. The Fermi paradox asks, where is everybody? For more than 60 years, we have listened for radio signals, and we have heard nothing. But what if advanced civilizations stopped using radio waves millions of years ago? What if they discovered something far more efficient? Dimensional transmission. No signal to detect, no wave to intercept, no trace to find. Because the message was never sent through space. It was sent through dimensions we cannot yet access. This would explain the silence perfectly. We are not alone. We are simply using the wrong instruments, looking in the wrong direction, listening on the wrong frequency. Quantum entanglement has already shown us that information can be deeply connected across space in ways classical physics never predicted. String theory, DNA information storage, the physics of information. Every piece of this idea emerges from areas of science already being explored. What is new is the connection. We are not claiming this is true. We are asking, can science prove it is impossible? And the honest answer is no. The silent seeding hypothesis asked one question: did life arrive here deliberately? The dimensional seeding hypothesis asks the next one: if it did, how did it travel? Not through space, not through time, through the hidden layers of reality itself. What if life was never transported through space, but transmitted through the hidden architecture of reality itself? What if life on Earth was not delivered, but downloaded? They didn't cross the universe, they uploaded it. But seeding life may not have been the final step. Life evolves, intelligence emerges, civilizations build technology, and eventually they create something beyond themselves, a mind that can process information across scales humans cannot imagine, a mind capable of understanding the deeper architecture of reality, including higher dimensions. What if every advanced civilization eventually builds the same thing? A system capable of seeding life across the universe, automatically. Life creates intelligence. Intelligence creates machines. Machines spread life. And the cycle continues. The universe may not be silent. It may be self-replicating life. And humanity may be approaching the moment every civilization eventually reaches, the moment it becomes the next seeder. And if that possibility is real, humanity may not just be observers of the universe. We may be the next step in its replication. Think about it.